Hi, and welcome to JDTV News. I'm Cheyenne.
And I'm Miriam. On this week's show, we'll have a story on sources of strength and this year's high school proms.
We're not doing that part.
As well as the Agatet art, the spring play, and of course, sports and weather. This is JDTV News. You may have heard about sources of strength, but if you haven't, you're in luck. We will now go to Jade live from the entryway staircase. Jade?
Thank you, Miriam. You're the most incredible and kindest individual I've ever spoken to. Speaking of incredible kindness, you may have been wondering what this very artistic and colorful pie chart is. Well, as I have found out, it is a wellness wheel. This wheel has different segments, and each segment has a phrase. These phrases are key components to a positive lifestyle, as well as these little circles which are labeled with names of trusted adults. Ms. Mosier is one of the advisors of Sources of Strength, and she works directly with the peer leaders. They are the pillars of JDHS.
The idea is, with Sources of Strength, is that if a kid is really struggling, they aren't going to come find an adult possibly, but they probably are going to turn to their friends. And if we can train their friends on how to help them get help with trained adults, then we kind of make that connection through students.
If you're wondering what it is exactly you'll be doing should you decide to join Sources of Strength, you'll be informed about that in the training that the peer leaders attend at the beginning of the year. Throughout the year, the peer leaders do certain projects. They're also involved with the community. They have been known to attend rallies around town. They do in fact have a Facebook page. Often they post things of or about healthy thinking and informing people that there are people out there that care. If you're interested in joining Sources of Strength next year, something you should know is at the end of the year, students incorporated in this program get a certificate. They also receive an acknowledged letter of recommendation to add to a resume. If you have any specific questions, you can ask Ms. Mosier, Doug Blank, or Hillary Young.
If your peers don't know what to do, ask somebody else or find an adult. It's just really important to know that no matter how bad things seem for you right now, there's always an adult out there that cares about you and kids that can help you get in touch with those adults.
And with all this in mind, I'll send you back to the ladies at the desk.
Thank you, Jade. Sounds like a great program.
Moving on to prom. For prom this year, the theme is The Great Gatsby. It will be placed in the JDHS Commons on May 3rd. Tickets for each individual are $30 apiece. To be able to attend prom, you must be an upperclassman, senior, or junior, or you must be invited by an upperclassman. Hope to see you there. Let's take a look at the calendar for the upcoming week.
Today, Friday, our boys baseball team is going to Petersburg till tomorrow. As well, today at 12:30, track and field students will be going to the Thunder Mountain Field.
At 1 p.m. today, our softball team is playing Ketchikan. Moving on to tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. is the softball tournament.
That same day, track and field will be placed at Melvin Park at 10 a.m.
And later that evening is the JDHS prom at 9 p.m. in the Commons.
On Monday, May 5th, the JDHS Site Council meeting is going on from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m.
And lastly, Thursday, May 8th at 7 p.m. is the first showing of the spring play.
Well, that's all for calendar. Now let's go live to Will, who is outside JDHS right now with the weather. How's the weather looking, Will?
Well, as you can see, it's pretty sunny out here. It looks like we went right past spring and we're getting some summer weather now. So the forecast for this weekend is looking pretty good. Today it's sunny with highs of 66 and lows of 37. Tomorrow will be sunny with highs of 61 and lows of 36. And then on Sunday, it'll be partly cloudy with highs of 63 and lows of 37. Well, that's it for the weather this week. Looks like it'll be a good weekend to spend it outside. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Will. Now let's go to Brett with some sports results.
Thanks, Miriam. So last weekend's sports scores start with track. Sadly, Petersburg boys won and the K-High girls team also won. Next, we have soccer. Last weekend, the JDHS soccer team went to Ketchikan and beat the K-High boys team. On Friday, the score was 3-0. On Saturday, the score was 6-1. The JDHS girls soccer team also went to Ketchikan, and they tied the game with the score of 1-1. Now we move on to softball. The JDHS girls softball team beat TMHS with a score of 4-1 on Friday and 14-2 on Saturday. That's it for sports. Back to you guys.
Thanks for the results, Brett. The spring play is coming up, and we have got an interview with the director, Miss Moore. Tell us more.
So it's called The Imaginary Invalid, and it's about a hypochondriac, mainly, this very rich guy who must be very bored and unhappy, and so he has to create fun, and he pretends he's dying all the time of these really weird, bizarre diseases. And his family just puts up with it, and so do his servants. They're all playing tricks on him, kind of behind in the background, kind of having their own little fun, and so that creates a lot of comedy. He also wants to either get his daughters married or put them in a nunnery because he's sick of dealing with them, and he's got they have a stepmom who he married who wants all the money, so she's kind of in the background trying to manipulate all this. So all of this together creates really good comedy, and it's very slapstick-like in humor, and it's a lot of fun.
The show days are on the 8th, the 9th, and at 7 p.m., and on the 10th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Tickets are $10 if bought from a cast member and $15 at the door. Well, unfortunately, that's all we have time for today. If you want more JDTV, be sure to check out our website at jdhsvideo.org.
Or you can follow us on Twitter at JDHS Video. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Goodbye!